60,000 years ago, you were not alone. Not metaphorically, not spiritually, biologically. Walk across Ice Age Eurasia and you could meet another kind of human. Different face, different mind, different world, and still fall in love, have children, and pass on genes that are inside you right now. At least 6 human species once shared this planet. Today, there is one. The question isn't why they disappeared. It's why you didn't.
For most of the story of humanity, human was never singular. There was Homo erectus, the wanderer, the first to leave Africa, who would go on to outlast every other human species that ever lived. There was Homo floresiensis, a hobbit-sized relative marooned on a remote Indonesian island. There was Homo naledi, hiding in the deepest chambers of a South African cave. And there were Neanderthals and Denisovans, cousins so close to us that our children could be their children too. For nearly 2 million years, they all existed. And one by one, they all went quiet.
Homo erectus should have been the winner. It survived for 1.9 million years, roughly 5 times longer than we have existed so far. It crossed continents, hunted, made fire, adapted to worlds we can barely imagine. And then, in a corner of Java, about 110,000 years ago, its story simply stopped. Not because we arrived. We didn't get there for another 35,000 years. The forests changed around them, and there was nowhere left to go. Survival, it turns out, has an expiration date, even for the species that seemed unstoppable. Some human species didn't vanish loudly. They hid. On the island of Flores, a tiny relative barely a meter tall lived undisturbed for hundreds of thousands of years, its ancestors even smaller still. Deep inside a South African cave system, so narrow that only the smallest cavers alive today can reach it, another species, with a brain 1/3 our size, may have done something extraordinary, carried their dead into the darkness and buried them. If that's true, it would rewrite everything we assumed about which minds are capable of grief. Not every scientist agrees it happened. The debate is still raw, still unresolved. But even the possibility is staggering. Ritual, memory, meaning, maybe never ours alone to begin with. Then there were the two who came closest of all. Neanderthals lived across Europe and Asia for hundreds of thousands of years, alongside early humans, sometimes only kilometers away. And at some point, the boundary between them and us simply dissolved. Not once, in waves, 200,000 years ago, then again around 100,000, then again around 50,000, modern humans and Neanderthals kept finding each other. The Denisovans left almost nothing behind, a single finger bone, a jaw, a rib, yet inside people living in the Pacific Islands today, up to 6% of their DNA is Denisovan. A whole population, almost invisible in stone, hiding in plain sight inside living bodies. They didn't just disappear. Some scientists now argue they were absorbed, folded into us, generation by generation, until there was no clean line left between them and the survivors. So why are we the ones still standing? Not because we were stronger, not because we were smarter in any simple sense. The honest answer is stranger and more humbling. We may have simply been more connected. Wider social networks, more flexible traditions, the ability to trust a stranger from 3 valleys away and trade with them anyway. And luck. Plain, unromantic luck. Being in the right place when the climate turned and the wrong place never turning fatal. Here is the part that should stop you. If a large share of interbreeding truly folded Neanderthals and Denisovans into us rather than erasing them, then they didn't lose. Not entirely. Somewhere in your genome, right now, there may be a fragment of a species that supposedly vanished 40,000 years ago. You were never the only human on Earth. In a way, you might still not be.